Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today at the Truth Juncture. We're out here on this beautiful day, so I thought I'd come to you from under God's beautiful sky in this wonderful, wonderful weather. I was asked to talk to you about the recent publications that showed the images of former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as their faces were literally put on the heads of a gorilla and a chimpanzee. And I want you to know that I was not angry about it. I did not feel that anger was an appropriate response. I'm actually concerned about the direction of our country and where we are going. We don't know specifically who put those images out, but there are a lot of speculations that it may have come out of some of the highest places in our government. And I'll let you be the judge of that. However, what I am very proud of is that there were no responses and by way of violence or anything like that. We've seen a lot of commentaries like this one, responding to it, saying a lot of things about it that really echo the feelings of a lot of Americans of all races for that matter. What it really tells me, though, is that the politics of our nation is in decline. We have strayed away from what supposedly made our country good, and in some cases, as some people say, great. We've strayed away from what really supports the credibility of our citizens. And now we have repressed, if you will, our maturity to a point where we can publish these things that look like something a third grader would do. Needless to say, we have a long way to go, not only as a nation, but I refuse to be angry. I refuse to hate. And if decent people would remain disciplined through this kind of thing, it exposes the weaknesses of the people who would put this kind of thing out there for us to see. What they don't understand is that united, we actually are stronger. United, we are actually better. We are more resourceful when we work together as opposed to working against each other. Furthermore, we are going to be critiqued by the rest of the world. Certainly our government will be critiqued by the world, but our nation as well. And so when we put these things out, it kind of gives a reflection of the maturity that we have lost and we need to regain. But as I was thinking about this seriously, it reminded me of the suffering of Jesus prior to the cross. You know, we see it in Mark chapter 15. Jesus was beaten. He had a crown of thorns pressed into his head. He was spat on. He was mocked. He was ridiculed, disrespected to the utmost, if you will. But that treatment of Jesus in the 15th chapter of Mark was not about Jesus. It was about the ideals. It's about what he stood for and actually what he stood against. That treatment, if you will, of putting those images out about our former president and his spouse is really not about them. It's about our nation. It's about the direction that we are going. And in the highest offices in the country, we have people who will do something this childish. I can only pray that, much like the suffering of Jesus, this is not leading to the cross, but actually leading through the cross to the resurrection. I am hoping that this development and things like it will help us to get through those things that we need to get through so that we can become what I believe God has called us to be. If we ever find the path, if you will, of understanding, of caring, of unity and mutual respect, then this nation can rightfully embrace the reality of being a great nation and the creed that we often recite but often don't live by. We are God's people, but that's regardless of what country we are in. That's regardless of what race we are. We all belong to God, and I think that every believer needs to embrace that idea beyond what they've been taught in their families, beyond what we've been exposed to socially or even politically. We are God's people. And when we come to the point where we respect everybody on the planet, then we are respecting the family of God. That's what we have gotten away from if we ever got there in the past. But certainly the future is still open for us to grow, for us to understand better that together with God, we can in fact do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So let us be strengthened by Christ and not divided by the wiles of the enemy. May God bless you and yours now and always join me here at the Truth Juncture, where we discuss pretty much anything just for your reflection and your response. God bless you. Hit the like button and subscribe. Until we see you again, God bless.